football in the early 70s. Central character then was Johan Cruyff, now coach to Ajax. Cruyff, the great advocate of attacking football, and he's still got the players to maintain that philosophy. For example, there's Arnold Muren, the man who went to Manchester United after helping Ipswich win the UEFA Cup in 1981. Muren, still a member of the Dutch national side, still a goal-scoring member as well, currently suffering from an Achilles injury, and Cruyff gambles on his fitness tonight. And the centre-forward Marco van Basten, scorer of really spectacular goals, who at the end of the season will be joining AC Milan for £1.5 million. Ajax beaten only once en route to the final. That was in the away leg of their quarter-final against Malmo, and they were very impressive, beating Real Zaragoza home and away in the semi-final. Lokomotiv Leipzig started their campaign with a 3-1 aggregate win over Glentoran. Then they lived very dangerously. An extra-time victory over Rapid Vienna, 2 goals in the last 3 minutes of the home leg against Zion, and the semi-final against Bordeaux, that went to a penalty shootout. And the man who won it for them at both ends, goalkeeper René Muller. Having saved Bordeaux's last penalty, Muller went to the other end for the first penalty of his life. It didn't look like it. Leipzig through to tonight's Cup Winners' Cup final with Ajax, and the commentator in the Olympic Stadium in Athens is Barry Davis.
Just how much of a gamble Johan Cruyff is taking on Arnold Muren remains to be seen. But that's the style of the man, and it's by no means the only gamble. He picks a 19-year-old Frank Verlat, who's only played 1 game for the club, which was last Sunday, to play in the centre of his defence in this European final, moving 20-year-old Aaron Winter to midfield. Side, though, still contains 7 of the current Dutch international squad. All except Brido and Edmund of the Lokomotiv lineup are full internationals, with René Muller, the captain and current footballer of the year. Edmund, a 20-year-old defender, is preferred to Leipzig, a forward. Richter is the top scorer for the club, though only with 8 goals in the season. And that must tell a story. Some 8,000 supporters have made the journey from Amsterdam, certainly outnumbering the support for Lokomotiv Leipzig. In the Cup Winners' Cup final, it's Ajax attacking the goal to our left, and in recent years this has produced the greater entertainment. Dynamo Kiev last year, and the year before that Everton. And here we have a contrast which promises well. Ajax very much an attacking side. The Germans like to counter-attack. Just to prove the point, Rijkaard, who plays in the centre of the defence, is immediately in an attacking position. First free kick. And the first touch of the ball for Arnold Muren. Winter forward. Great applause for the early corner. Verlat, who's a tall lad, over 6 foot, there he is with a rather afro curly hairstyle, has come forward and wins it. Muren puts it back. And the Germans struggling to get it away. Liebers was trying there. Finally, it was Zutje who was successful. A slight breeze around this Olympic Stadium, built for the 1996 Games, assuming the Greeks have enough money to stage them. This is Wouters. Ajax ball. Van Schip, number 7, born in Canada. Wouters again. Van Basten right in the middle. Van Schip. Free kick the Dutch way. Verlat coming forward again. Whoever stays back. And Verlat. Witsche. But the whistle had already gone. Witsche, Cruyff likes to play with 2 wingers. True to his style as a player, Johan Cruyff, 14 years, as has been said, since Ajax played in a European final, but it may well be remembered that 14 was Cruyff's lucky number. It was a shirt he always wore as a player. René Müller. Winter. Verlat is in fact playing at left back, with Buba playing in the centre of defence. First break for Richter. Goal kick is the verdict. Johan Cruyff, nearest to camera. Hasn't changed much, has he? Now 40. Baum slightly lost his man for a minute. Clear. Hoover. It's a nice turn by Van Basten. Rijkaard in with a chance of the shot, and it's a good one, but wide. Had a tremendous hole to move in then, Frank Rijkaard. 121 caps for Holland. Was well fed by Van Basten. The ball well struck, but curling away off the outside of the boot. Of musical accompaniment. Got a mini band over to my right, and there are several horns and types of bugle. Winter, who was caught. Winter just into the Dutch team, made his debut in March against Greece. Verlat. All by Menzo in the opposition half, which is the way the Dutch like it, obviously. But they do push men forward. And that's also the way that the Germans like it, because their style, as I said at the start, is the counter. Rijkaard. Muren coming very deep. Richter. Played early by Lindner, but Deloy was rather quicker to it than Edmund. Deloy. Van Strip, and Deloy is now playing the winger's role. Van Strip in the fullback's role. Oh, and it's beautifully turned in by Van Basten. What a lovely goal. And typical of the way Ajax play their football. Total change of role, but then every player is adaptable. Cruyff's view is when in possession, you have license to do what you want. Van Strip, who found Deloy. Deloy with the cross, and the header from Van Basten. What power as it went down. And the Dutch have the lead in the 21st minute. Marco van Basten, his 6th goal in the competition, and what a powerful header. Deloy had such freedom. And the goalkeeper, I doubt if he saw it. So, Van Basten opens the scoring in this final and follows Johnny Rep, the last Dutchman to score for Ajax in the European final in 1973, a goal good enough to beat Juventus. Menzo right on the edge of his box. People call him a goal sweeper because he often plays the defender's role at the back. Van Basten. That's good play. Tremendous stuff, but it was just knocked away off his left foot. Cruyff's side on top, and alongside him, Tony Branslot, who is the official coach, because Cruyff does not have a permit to coach. Richter. Oh, didn't run too kindly for him. Mirren sat on the bench in two of the European Cup successes of the early 70s, and his brother Gary played for Ipswich in the UEFA Cup. Bit of push and pull, but the whistle has gone in the Germans' favour, so has a chance of all three medals, Arnold Mirren. Only actually playing in two of the competition finals. Rijkaard. Van Basten static. The obvious disappointment of Rijkaard. Siloy staying back. Loses to Liebers, and the equaliser does not come when it should have. It was Edmund who couldn't reach it, and Richter who chased it across the area. Liebers who got away, and Edmund stretching couldn't make contact, and the ball away from Richter. Not sure whether he's got a throw or the free kick. It's the latter. And rightly so. We're into the last minute of the first half. Zucher and Verlat having to get up. Goalkeeper indicating there was a hand. Lokomotiv have a corner. Clear to take. Got a queue in front of Menzo. Edmund came in too soon. Liebers, Krier. Still plenty of Germans forward. Siloy, who got the knock in the stomach in getting that. Mirren. Rijkaard. See, we're now playing the time that Mr. Angelin has made a note of for the odd stoppage. This is Van Basten, scorer of the only goal. Winter. Flag on the far side stayed down, but the final whistle for the end of the first half was blown. And just one goal divides the teams. No doubt the balance is right. The surprise is that it hasn't swung more markedly in favour of the Dutch. Now, this is the 27th year of the Cup Winners' Cup. It's been won 8 times by British clubs, with Spurs' 5-1 victory against Atletico Madrid in 1963. Still the biggest margin of success. One really has the feeling that Ajax are capable of winning this one with several more goals, or have those days past. Clubs who are on top really rub it in. Lokomotiv Leipzig. Not in the same traditions of European challengers. Muren for the Dutch. Well, the whistle has gone for a free kick for an incident ahead of him. Rijkaard. Really does thump the ball, but didn't cause Müller to any heroics. But has been with Lokomotiv since he was 11 years old. Zucce. Missed by Winter. Richter trying to lose his marker, who is Siloy. Van Schripp. Good tight control, both of ball and body movement. Rijkaard wanted somebody left side, nobody really offering, Muren hanging back. Bitska. And Baston in the middle. He was very nearly found by Muren. Came off Lindner. Well kept in play by Van Schripp. Now he's got room for the cross and three waiting. Out by Lindner, back by Rijkaard. Such a clean striker of the ball, but he can't find the accuracy. Cruyff, I think not too happy. And 20-year-old Dennis Bergkamp, 20 last Sunday, comes on to make his 20th appearance for Ajax. Witzke, yes it is, who's coming off. Nobody could get to it. Great appeals. Referee unimpressed. Van Schripp has taken a position on the left now with Bergkamp on the right. Put away by Liebers for the corner. Which Bergkamp will take. Rijkaard makes the first run to the near post. I don't know who that was to, but the lad has just come on. Richter, the gift for a defender. Ten minutes left. This is Bergkamp. Picks out Van Basten. Struck very sweetly, but straight at the goalkeeper. Thing that Bergkamp's done since he came on. It's a good shot. Got a little bit of pace taken off it by the defender, Baum. Zucce. Schultz. Corner. Well, that's Bergkamp. He's got Baum to take on. Backing away. The free kick has been given. Rijkaard looks likely to take it. Van Basten is the player behind the wall. Bergkamp this side, Van Schripp the other. Muren. A stubbed shot. Schultz. Caught the offside trap as Brito was going forward, but the ball was just too long for him. And the last player enters the stage. Would it with the man we were looking at, Johan Cruyff, to revive memories of other days. Arnold Muren walks the touchline. He's replaced by Arnold Scholten. Came to the club last summer. Was thought to have been likely to be in the starting lineup, but Dutch press tell us they never really know what Cruyff is going to do. Bridal. Lindner. Long run for Krier. The goal kick. Menzo suddenly realises that he was running and it's his side that's leading. Puts on an immediate halt. Dutch victory song has begun. To an Englishman whose sides no longer play in Europe, it has a pretty hollow ring about it. Menzo does well. Brito's cross killed the bounce superbly. Kuhn was coming in on it. Wouters. Van Basten. Difficult to dispossess. And has good tight control. Van Schip. Faced by Krier. And sits it out in the corner. Cruyff knows probably rather better than I do. The side has got a long way to go to match the famous names of the 70s. Five minutes left. Krier. Leipzig. Should surely have been playing from the start. Bergkamp, almost getting the better. Zucher. Rijkaard. Looks a really class player. Scholten. Wouters. Scholten. That's useful. Winter. Scholten square. Has to check a bit. Bergkamp. Not so prepared to go as Van Schip or Witschke. scorer for Ajax in Europe. 23 goals he managed. Got 2 minutes to wait for his first success as the man in charge. Dutch flags waving, but here's Richter. And what a telling challenge that was by Boover. He's got Somali to his feet. Shelton. Van Basten. Made his debut, Van Basten, as a 17-year-old as a substitute for Cruyff. Shelton. Winter. He has plenty of spring, but header never looked like it, did he? Bothering Muller. I don't think he's going to be entirely satisfied, at least I hope he isn't. Frido. Rijkaard. And still. Said more than the shot. Seconds tick away. Dutch supporters count them down. Mr. Angelin requires a few more yet. Crowd blowing the whistle, but not the referee. Leipzig chasing. The photographers all gathering around Johan Cruyff. And the boss cannot see the final seconds. Such is the throng around him. 2 players offside. For Lokomotiv is one of them, Richter. He was going to place the ball, and I think the contrast from one bench to the other tells the story of the night. Certainly the Italian referee is delaying things long. And Mr. Angelin brings it to an end. Cruyff has his first success in charge. The European Cup Winners' Cup goes to Holland for the first time. Goal was enough for victory in an age when victory is all that counts. But oh, for a team that wins the European tournament with style. Ajax promised to do that, but they failed in the end for all the fact that their name will be on the trophy. So to one World Club Cup in 1972, the European Cup in 71, 72 and 73, the Super Cup in 72 and 73. Ajax now add the European Cup Winners' Cup, held aloft by Marco van Basten, about to leave the club for AC Milan in 1987. Smiles of the victors, the applause from the 8,000 or so who made their way from Holland as every player lifts the cup and each walks away with his own personal trophy. And so Arnold Muren completes the hat-trick, although he didn't play actually in the European Cup matches. He was on the substitutes bench, so he now joins the Italians of Juventus, Scirea and Tardelli as having medals from all three European club competitions.
Ajax, European winners once again, but only rare flashes there of their former glories.